Special guest. Oh, okay. Jet, what are you doing?
This will be shown in
Yes. For the next Academy Award.
yeah, Oscar. This is the green carpet. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear son. Happy birthday to you.
Received a card which said, get plenty of, what is it, sunscreen, because when all the candles are lighted, you'll need it. There's no candles.
Huh? No, we did it. We did it. Yeah, we did it. I can't remember what she said on her birthday. It was yeah. She's a lady that was
Here's a four.
somebody like that really got hungry, or you start feeling like you have a man and it goes like that came out great.
Okay. Yeah, you need to move. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's a video? Oh, I get it.
Yeah, there. See, Pastor's doing good.
Chuck is 80 years old, and there's a lot you can learn that you can't learn from books. So we have to keep him expanding his horizons. You know, when I knew I was coming to this church, I heard two things before I came here. I heard some people were worried that I was too young, and the second thing I heard is that Chuck Simmons was here and that he was visiting old people and shut-ins, and I thought, shut up, Chuck is an old person. But now. And I know Chuck has read all the great biographies and theologians, but I don't think until you can appreciate Hello Kitty, you're really a well-rounded person. This is good symbol for any clergy person, because you can see Hello Kitty has that sweet, simple kind of face and no mouth. So I took one of my favorite possessions off the shelf and I dusted it off to bring to you, Chuck. And you're going to have to remove some of those books that are packed in like sardines on your shelf to put this in there. And this is a plaque that says, if you spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, then you've learned how to live. So I want you to remember. And I have an open mic for anyone who would like me to hand it off to you. So, yeah.
Some years ago, and I'm not sure just how many years ago it was, Chuck and Jeanette had a bunch of single young adults at their house. And a young girl named Kathy Mack and a young man named Gary Lewis were part of that group. And something connected when their eyes first met. And they talked, and they talked, and they talked, and they talked, and they talked. And finally, I'm not sure if it was Chuck or if it was Jeanette or both of them, finally said to this young couple, "You can stay here and talk all night if you want, but we're going to bed." So I have often blamed Chuck and Jeanette on Jeffrey Lewis, Caitlin Lewis, and Matthew Lewis. It all started with an evening at the Simmons house.
And they're still married.
They're still married. And you are too.
Well, in this Methodist appointment system, clergy have to put up with district superintendents. And when I was pastor at Redlands First United Methodist Church, we got a new DS, Chuck Simmons. I knew he had to be pretty good, though, because he'd been to the University of Redlands. Shall we join in the optimally here? There are lots of Redlands people here already. You know, we find each other whenever we get together.
Yeah, so you can say the octomony for us.
We'll have to do the octomally sometime before the evening's over. Anyway, what developed was best friendship I've ever had with the district superintendent. He hardly seemed like a boss at all. That's because, well, you all know by now that Chuck is pretty sneaky about most things he does. which in the long run you can come to appreciate very much. And then when Chuck went off of the district, he became the pastor at Hemet, and that gave us opportunities to get together, the four of us, my wife Janelle, Jeanette, and Chuck, many times at their house or our house, running back and forth between Redlands and Hemet. And there were all those days when we ate with some other funny little restaurant in Ukaipa, Chuck.
And also your son Mike was there.
Our son Mike was in Hemet, and part of your congregation, and Mike's right over here in the corner. Those have been times. We appreciate the friendship that has lasted since then. Now, Chuck, I know you grew up in what's now known as the Inland Empire. Then it was more the Orange Empire. And so from a tree in Mike's backyard in Mentone, a little reminder.
These are the quality ones.
Quality oranges, and don't be surprised if they're a little sour and they're red on the inside.
He also gave us a smudge pot, which we have in the backyard with poinsettia growing in it.
Yeah, I stole that smudge pot that wasn't being used anymore and brought it up here.